Right. You know, when you assemble a crew, which is encouraged, that's how you become overpowered, and by then it's well deserved. You know, what's your crew's name? I forget. I can't pronounce it.
Gravis Tenebris.
Yes.
Yeah, basically it's like Perpetual Darkness or something like that.
Oh.
I mean, I have a core of people. I can tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is all strictly out of character, you guys. This no meta shit. So it's Rezinoc, Jeremiah Oliver, Makai, Nam Ki, and Myra. Right now, that's the basis of GT. And here's another thing, though. It's like you're saying, like you said earlier, it's not canon yet because it hasn't happened in game.
Correct.
Right? So we can do all this background planning, we can do all these sinister things, but until it comes out of your mouth and is put in a YouTube video and recorded and uploaded, it doesn't matter.
Correct.
Right? Because it hasn't happened.
Correct.
But yeah, that's the current crew. Every time a new player pops up, I try to recruit them after, asking if they have a visual effect to their powers. That's the number one thing. But like you said, it depends on the crew, and I feel like that's going to be a pretty hot crew once it gets together.
Let's talk about that real quick while we're on the topic of recruiting players in the Discord servers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do it in general chat, but
let's kind of rewind, because it may have went over some people's heads, but Ryu Henshin was really Ryan Zaidi the whole time.
Yep, we found that out.
Yeah, he messaged me like, yo, would it be cool if I did this? And I allowed it because it goes very well with what his character could do, and that's shapeshift. So this whole time, perfect. He's in there as Ryu Henshin, and he's telling me that you guys are all pretty much planning and all this and that. The scene where Ryu Henshin and Rezinoc are getting interviewed by Jeremiah Oliver.
Oh yeah, dude. I was like, Ryu, we're gonna be best fucking friends. He's like, yeah, we are. And then he pops out as Ryan, and I'm thinking, dude, still want to be best friends with this guy because he's awesome. Big fan of him. But and then right afterward, Jeremiah's like, dude, are you Ryan? And he didn't say anything, but that was smart. I mean, the way that I go about talking to people is I'll message them personally. Mm-hmm. And then the player Jeremiah is like, dude, Atlas is hiring, come on in, because the way that it worked is we have a separate Atlas Corp lobby chat that we have going, and then we have a separate GT. So Ryan was never part of the inner circle. He was, one of the employees. Gotcha. And that was fun. You can think of like GT as like the directors eventually of like Atlas Corp, like the Knights of the Round Table kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And we'll do our planning from there. But no, in order for someone else to be inducted into GT, it has to be like a 100% yes. Nice.
I like that. I like that structure you got. That's tight.
It keeps someone from getting their head too blown up and trying to boss other people around.
Right. Speaking of GT, what are your thoughts on Myra?
Dude, first off, let's talk about Squid, Myra's player. That player puts a lot of thinking into things, and I love it. Like, a lot. Like, he or she goes into wikis and pulls scientific shit. Like, you were talking about Nam's power and how the nuclear was affecting stuff, and immediately, like, the next day, he had wiki articles saying, like, dude, you can alter the molecules of certain objects and just become super OP. And we're like, oh, whoa, hold up. Like, we don't know if D's going to go that deep. But that player's thought process really shows through with Myra's powers. Nice. Or Mare's, however. I like to call him Mare Dare. But it's Myra. But you can really tell that they put a lot of thought into how the powers work together.
Yeah, I love.
And she's not OP, but dude, she is very, very functional.
Right. So she kind of has. All right. So hate feed to me kind of reminds me of your data analysis, except it's for skills, specifically skills, things that can be learned as opposed to mutations and gifts and stuff like that. And she gets the skills from people who are infected by Rage Mist.
Yep.
And that is that should be interesting. Like I pretty much have her in a in a file in a container of people that I gotta watch because I'm looking to see how this plays out.
We'll see. And initially, from conversation, Myra was only able to, or Myra. I'm gonna call her Myra. You can call her Myra. She was initially only able to copy like physical skills, I think is how the wiki was written. But when you said that she absorbed the Takena, that hyped us all up. We're like, dude, that's so fucking awesome. He's like, yeah. He's like, I can't believe I got Takena energy. And we're like, dude, that's sick.
Yo,
so what's really cool is people like that about you.
I really spent a lot of time debating on whether or not I wanted to allow it. But I look at spells, I look at magic, at least that kind of magic, as an academic skill. Like you can learn something like that. As
a learned ability, yeah.
Yeah, because it was bestowed upon the cultists. They were taught that by the green gods. They were taught it. They weren't born of it. They weren't created. You know, it was taught to them. So I felt like that would be something that she would be able to learn as well.
Well, and that's something that we all appreciate, man, is your ability to take what we write or what we put in and alter it to be something way cooler, way bigger than what we had originally envisioned. I mean, I think it was Ivan that was already talking about that. And you do a great job.
Thank you.
So on behalf of all of us, thank you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. So without spoiling too much, because I know you have some ideas, I have some ideas for your character as well, and we even talked about this, but I don't want you to touch on, and I think you know what I'm talking about, but is there more to Rezinoc? What can people expect? What is your theory? And granted, I know you know who Rezinoc is, but if you had to explain it to someone without giving it away, what is your theory on Rezinoc? What can we expect to see from this mysterious youth?
Well, the way that you had played him during his Origins episode, when he knew that he could mess up the girl with her energy board power just by fucking with her mind, like, you developed that, and I was like, that makes sense, because, like you were saying, Rezinoc just breaks down the G-type into something to study, right? He dehumanizes the process. And the moment you said that, I was like, he understands Rezinoc on a level that I don't, and so that's helping me keep up with him and develop him. So I definitely think the way that you played that was correct. Because I view him as someone who's going to end up being like really playful, like you like you mentioned, dude. Like he was really excited about seeing powers and hearing about things. So kind of like the playful demon that will eventually come out.
Yeah, and again, I'm just reciprocating what I'm going off of what you were given. You mentioned when, to anyone who's wondering how we do solo series, I asked the person who has a solo series, what do they want the solo series to be based on? How do they want it? What kind of feel do they want it to have? What kind of genre do they want their solo series to be? And you said action thriller?
Yeah.
Right? Yep. And it went perfect with what, you even said it. Give yourself some credit. You said that you wanted Rezinoc to be some kind of like a what are the words that you use? I interpreted it as he was going to be some kind of, he had a hunger that he can't really put his finger on.
Oh yeah,
right.
No, absolutely. And you said and you explained it perfectly with the Heroes reference.
Yeah, Sylar from Heroes.
Yeah, like I don't cut people's faces open and pick their brains. Look, that's kind of demonic. Look, yeah, for real. I'm like, can I learn their powers more if I kill them?